At the Energy Futures Lab, we challenge ourselves to think about the broader implications of energy, not just the technical challenge of extracting or generating it. Because energy has far-reaching implications beyond its production and consumption. A few examples. On the market, energy is a commodity whose financial value is forecasted and traded, generating profits or losses for investors. Or our current agriculture and manufacturing systems rely on fertilizers and plastics that are made from natural gas and petroleum resources. Or for energy-producing regions, energy can be a community's identity as well as its economic base. For people living there, it can be a source of employment and local prosperity, yet it might also impact the natural environment or the health of community members. Energy and our use of it has grown up alongside societies and has shaped and been shaped by our human ambitions. Over time, with a growing reliance on abundant energy to conduct our lives and business, global politics and economics have become deeply intertwined with energy and the resources from which it is derived. Yet, as our knowledge of how to find, extract, and use new sources of energy has grown, so too has our understanding of how its production and use affects other natural systems that are essential to meeting our basic needs: our air and water, the plants and animals we rely on for food and shelter, as well as our climate, all of which lie beyond the purview of any one nation or government. So now, with a clear understanding of energy's impact on and consequences for ecosystems critical to society's stability and safety, the present moment requires us to reopen and reevaluate some of the assumptions and expectations about energy that have become second nature to us. And many of these are at the core of our cultures and institutions. Understandably, this reckoning hasn't been an easy or smooth process. As with any change of this scale, it's natural to find differing views and perspectives on the energy transition. However, problems arise when conversations about how to address a time-bound crisis with serious consequences end up mired in divisiveness, entrenched attitudes, and communication breakdowns. And this polarization leads to a loss of momentum, often a sense of stuckness, and grinds to a halt the processes that are critical for decision-making and taking the actions required to transform our economies and reach the goal of net zero by 2050. For many years, Alberta's energy system has been at the center of a complex, fragmented, and divisive debate, from disputes around the pace of energy transition and the most strategic approaches to addressing climate change, to concerns about which groups might be left behind by certain approaches. There are concerns on all sides. And this is why the Energy Futures Lab was created, to address this polarization and stuckness, and to get those necessary conversations and actions moving forward again. The Energy Futures Lab does this through applying social innovation. So social innovation is a category of interventions that profoundly change the basic routines, resource and authority flows, or beliefs of any social system. And that sounds a bit complicated, so let's break it down. Social innovation is social, in that it brings together the diverse perspectives of people affected by and involved in the challenge at hand. It holds space for tension arising from divergent perspectives, and rather than try to resolve it, it creates a respectful place for it to be expressed, discussed, and understood without animosity. Instead of jumping to solve top-of-mind issues, which are often symptoms of larger underlying problems, social innovation seeks to uncover the root causes and then collaborate on devising and testing solutions that address them for the benefit of as many people as possible. And rather than seeking the silver bullet solution, it formulates many innovative prototypes that can be tested, adapted, and scaled to create durable solutions that work in the real world. Ultimately, the goal of social innovation is not to apply top-down solutions or even to negotiate to reach compromises, but instead to use the diverse perspectives of those at the table to come up with better, more holistic, and more innovative co-created solutions to our biggest challenges. The transformative outcomes of social innovation often include new policies, new collaborative relationships, new technologies, new narratives, new resource flows, and new business models. Since 2015, the Energy Futures Lab has been bringing together leaders from across the energy sector in Alberta, Canada, to explore together how we can build from today's strengths to create the energy system of the future. Or more specifically, how can we leverage Canada's assets and innovation capacity to accelerate an inclusive and equitable transition to a prosperous net zero future? This isn't the type of question that's ever fully answered. Rather, it sets the frame for our ongoing collaborative exploration, one that you're now joining. And so we invite you now to reflect and share your thoughts on these questions. First, if you could make one wish to help accelerate the energy transition, what would it be and why? And second, what is an example of an effort you've already seen to help accelerate the energy transition?